This cow has got a really sore back left foot, and once she's in the crush, we're hopefully going to do something about it.
You're watching the Hoof GP.
And Craigie boy.
You looked awkward at first there, didn't you?
Just a little, I was focusing on my job, you know.
Everything about you is little, to be fair.
That's not what your sister says.
I'll give him that one.
So this is the foot that she's really sore on, and you can actually tell just by the way she's standing. She's putting most of her weight on the foot back there because this one is hurting. Right, get her foot there, Craig. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
We don't always have the luxury of running fresh water at a farm. We don't have salt water either, but we don't always have running water. When we do, it's nice to be able to clean the feet. I wish they were all super clean, but the reality is, they're not. As the water begins to clear the muck and manure away from the outside portion of this hoof, we begin to see that this hoof is anything but straightforward. Just look at the state of it. This foot here is completely twisted and contorted in. This hoof actually looks like it's in good shape. Not good condition, but good shape at least. This one is literally bent right over. All of this muck here. Ah, that's better. It flicked off in one go. It's kind of hiding. Some cows have no respect. What a noise. So rather than get the grinder straight out, what we're going to do is we're going to open up this interdigital space a little bit, just so that we can understand what is going on with this foot a little bit more. I can actually see what is wrong with it from my perspective. If you look up in between her feet, you can see digital dermatitis poking through that little hole right in the centre. But to get to it, or at least even see it properly, we're going to need to get rid of some of this hoof on. We're going to need to get rid of it anyway, so it's not like we're just getting rid of it for the sake of getting rid of it. It's completely contorted. You can see this pith coming through here actually, which is quite interesting. So that is the powdered hoof horn. And that is what happens as a hoof horn naturally sheds away. It dries out and falls away, and that is exactly what is happening there, because that part of her foot isn't in contact with the ground much at all. So this outer claw isn't bad at all and really doesn't need much taken away with the grinder. All we're really doing is looking for a flat and even surface and to get rid of any of the already detached hoof horn. And now that that's done, we can model this area out a little more. Craig, it pains me to say this, but you've made a really good job of sharpening these knives. I say that like I'm joking, but it's really, really hard giving them a compliment. Like, properly hard. Like, no, like really hard. Like, it actually upsets me. We just need to get as much of this out as we can to open this space up. Part of the reason she's got that dermatitis is because this area is so enclosed. So when muck and manure get up inside there, it stays up inside there. So we just need to get every little bit of hoof horn away from this. You can see how red it is inside there. Now if we come from this side, all of this raggedy stuff needs to be removed and we need to open this area up a little bit. Normally we wouldn't do that, but because this is deformed, it's causing a real issue. I'm actually going to put a knife in between the feet just to open it up that little bit, and then use another knife to trim this bit back. That way I can feel if I'm going to go too far or anything. When feet are deformed like this, you're not obviously working to usual constraints, so it's a bit of guesswork. I can see cracking hoof horn in this part of the wall horn, so I'm going to get rid of that before moving back round to this part of her foot. Now normally I wouldn't trim this bit at all, but like I said, this isn't a usual foot. That hoof horn here will cause a problem eventually as well. I can actually take this foot back as far as I can because I don't need it to carry any weight, because although this isn't what's causing the lameness, it's bound to be making her uncomfortable, and her being uncomfortable is something we just can't have. Still the wrong one. Where's the knife gone?
In between the feet.
I'm looking for the knife. Clearly right there. Deliberate mistake. I'm just going to take away this bit of raggedy hoof horn that she doesn't need remove the knife and model this area out as much as we possibly can. Oh, it peels back lovely. You can actually see a little bit of bruising in there. We are going to apply a block here. Just need to get this opened up as much as we possibly can. She doesn't use this inner wall for carrying her weight, so we can remove as much of it as we like, as long as obviously we leave some material there. So you can see all of that hoof horn in there that needs to come away as well, just to get that space again opened up as much as we possibly can. Right, final little touches of removing this hoof horn before we move on to the next stage. Little crevices around her heel are doing no use whatsoever either, just attracting manure. Right, give it a bit of a wash out. You can see all of that bloody dermatitis right up in there. Imagine how sore that must be. Right into every little crevice and get it as clean as we possibly can. And we're going to dry it all out so that whatever we put on there sticks properly. And we'll give you a really good look up in there in just a second. Just imagine how sore that must be. Right, do you want to get a block?
Yeah.
Please. So we're going to put a block on here, then we're going to completely coat all of this portion with a topical spray.
Large or small?
Large, please.
Seriously?
What?
So I'm not sure if the camera's picking this So I'm not sure if the camera is picking this up properly, but this block is actually tipping in slightly.
If we look from here, we can see it much more clearly. In part, that's because the outer claw is also twisting in, but that's no use for us. We need it to sit nice and flat when it's on the ground.
So you had me actually questioning whether I'd put the block on wrong, but the block's actually on flat, so it's the hoof that's the problem.
You're saying I trimmed it wrong?
No, the ligaments of that outer claw are compensating because of the inner one being deformed. So all we do is take our grinder and grind down the outer edge of this wooden block so that when it's on the ground, it sits completely flush and flat with the ground. If we didn't do that, it would end up making the claw twist even more. Right, and now that that's done, we're going to spray the entire area with this Repoderma. All red and sore, look at that. I need to make sure that the entire area is completely coated with this green spray. It's a zinc and copper oxide, and that will completely kill the dermatitis. But to be sure, we're going to make sure, that makes no sense, but to be sure, we're going to be sure and make sure, to make sure the dermatitis is completely dead, we are going to wrap it with salicylic acid. I say we, I mean him.
It means me.
And once Craig has wrapped up this foot beautifully using the salicylic acid, that's the end of the process and the end of this trim. Thank you for watching if you made it this far.